More trouble for Games Workshop, but does it even matter? At this point, are they even trying to be a tabletop hobby gaming brand that actually appeals to wargamers anymore? Or are they just going in for those sweet Hollywood bucks? It looks like the latter to me, because there's a couple of things we can talk about today in regards to what's going on with Warhammer 40K. We talked about the two shops in America refusing to even carry the product anymore just a couple of days ago. So thank you if you're new to the channel from joining over that. Over 52,000 subscribers today. Thank you so much. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Really appreciate all of you being here as we talk about all things science fiction and fantasy, especially when it comes to gaming, my friends. And this is my science fiction epic. It's called Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. It is crusading in space, and you're going to love this if you love Warhammer 40K. Check out this entire series. It is a 3-book trilogy as of right now, and I absolutely know that this is going to be the book for you. So Drin has to rely on God. He's out there. He has to fight evil. He's got a laser sword to do so. Good times and good fun. This has a ebook, print, and audio to make it easy for you. We just came out with book 2 on audio, so if you bought this a few months ago on audiobook, Sanctified now has its audio release. It just came out last week, and we just wrapped up Glorified as well. So Glorified will be probably a little after the first of the year. Will go live on audio for you to check out. Thank you for reading the books. I've got this in the description below for you guys. Thank you so much again for making this a great year for us. Grab the whole trilogy today. Have some fun over your Christmas break, and we'll enjoy ourselves as well. All right, so Games Workshop, like I said, a couple stores in America cut Games Workshop products entirely. Very, very funny. I actually was in the Warhammer 40K Heresy posting group on Facebook, and I posted this because I was like, wow, this is pretty crazy that 2 shops are cutting. One of them actually posted that they're canceling orders of $12,000 of product. That's no slim pickings there. And they banned me. So you can tell the shills out there don't like any bad news when it comes to Games Workshop. Now, I was hunting around as I was looking for information on this as well, and I went onto the Trent Report channel, and I saw a comment right here from a David Watkiss, who actually talked about the UK as well. My local Games Workshop has rebranded, now just called Games Store. Games Store. Oh my gosh. They've been empty since the female custodies crap. This is England. I can tell you that my local shop as well, I've gone down there quite a bit. They don't have a lot of people playing these days anymore either. I feel like the whole scene has really died off. And a lot of it is due to this new rule set that they just hammered out and have been releasing new codices for. People are not interested in it. People are not really interested in the tournament play. They're just like, hey, maybe I'll play at home with my friends with the old stuff at this point. I think a lot of people have just frankly given up on Games Workshop just because of their bad business practices, which we've gone over at length. Now, if you missed the whole female custodies thing, they unveiled this in a new codice saying that there's a female custody. And of course, naturally, they went on their account and tried to gaslight all the gamers, saying, first, since the 10,000 were created, there have always been female custodians. Oh my gosh. Now, they doubled down on this and actually told gamers that the lore is, quote, unreliable in order to try to just obfuscate for what's going. And of course, they got savaged on that when they posted about the new custodies codice on their official YouTube channel. They got totally ratioed as well. Nobody was very happy with the direction that this is going, and it seems like they want to push in a woke direction and appeal to the woke people over there. And of course, in the old lore, these men never leave Earth. It was very clearly described as men only in the Adeptus Custodes, pretty obvious, and it was changed all over. Even in their the Warhammer Wiki, it's now been changed so that people cannot deal with this. Now, they've had a couple of other things. In Warhammer Fantasy, they've changed the Stormcast Eternals, and they've got this new preview that they came out with in 2024. This is a they, them, and so enjoy your pronouns in Warhammer Fantasy, my friends. And I'm one of those non-binary types. That means I'm not going to buy it if you got pronouns in any of your type of games. I hope you'll be joining on that level too. They also attacked Sargon of Akkad in one of the Warhammer Fantasy novels this year. Absolutely crazy that this went down like this. And very, very funny stuff. Mike Brooks, of course, who's one of the worst gender identity politics people working under the Games Workshop brand for the Black Library at this point. So it's been a lot to, of course, turn off gamers who don't want to deal with this kind of thing whatsoever. But they did have the announcement, here's the deal, that Henry Cavill would be moving forward with his games IP sort of Amazon deal. And he said it was the first of his projects plural, meaning this could be an entire universe going on at Amazon if this first one's successful. And there's already rumors that they're also going to be bringing Warhammer Fantasy into the Amazon Prime Video lineup. Now, this one I'm cautiously optimistic with because Henry Cavill is involved as a producer. He's going to be heavily invested in it, and Henry Cavill has shown and demonstrated that he does know the lore, that he actually cares about Warhammer 40K. He's not just one of those people cashing in a paycheck right here. He does love this property, which is unusual. I mean, you see with almost all these like different properties that they do things with, Star Wars, Marvel. It's almost a joke at this point where you get these writers in there and they're like, "Oh, I've never read the comics and I was never a Star Wars fan. I just was hired to write this." But I've grown to love it, and that's why I'm going to change everything about it that you ever liked. And that seems to be the trend that happens at a lot of these companies all the time. So this is a good sign for it, though Amazon's involvement does scare the hell out of me. I am a big Wheel of Time fan as a reader. I've read that series 3 times, and so when they released that series under the Robert Jordan brand name, which has nothing to do with the actual books, it seems like, it was just such a travesty, I couldn't even imagine it. This is what Prime's done. And of course, don't even get me started on Rings of Power, because we could be here all day with this. And we got Christmas shopping to do and presents to wrap before we get things done. Well, at least I've got the presents to wrap. I don't know about shop. Have you done your Christmas shopping yet? Are you buying Warhammer 40K sets? Oh my gosh. So despite all of this, you can see the uptick in stock. And so I actually reported after the female Adeptus Custodes deal that their stocks had collapsed pretty high, and it was actually, if you look at this dip here in April, the increase seems like a lot right here. That dip actually came from the female Adeptus Custodes sort of scandal, and it kept going lower and lower and lower, and it was a big deal at the time. That slide was pretty big. The increase since then has been fueled by speculation of the Amazon rumors. And you could see that when this got confirmed by Henry Cavill, that it just like went crazy. And now it's up 40% on the year because of this announcement. So this leads me to believe that Games Workshop actually doesn't really even care about the local game shop model anymore. It doesn't even care about making sure people are playing these games on this level anymore. I think they're, I bet you one of these bumps is also coinciding with the Space Marine 2 game doing very, very well. Because they're just licensing out the video games. Going to do very, very well on that front. Space Marine 2 is going to have downloadable content that's going to go bonkers as the game continues to succeed. We know it's sold more than 5 million copies at this point. And with Amazon now picking this up, you can see just that huge escalation in stock price because of that. It seems like Games Workshop has a new model, much like Marvel Comics and all the like and DC Comics have done already. Once they could move into the movies, and once they had those brands in the movies, and once they started doing PlayStation Spider-Man games that were doing pretty well, you saw that they really don't care about comic books anymore. The comic book shops are like a loss leader almost to them. They can put all their woke politics in it, and they don't even care whether people actually go buy it or not, because it's just holding the place for the brand IP just so they can maintain their trademarks so they could do this other stuff. It's really, really sad to watch, but this is what these companies do. Once they sell out, they kind of go in this direction, and I think that we're going to see more and more games stores closing. Local game shops have it very, very hard at this juncture. They're going to stop carrying Warhammer 40K quite a bit, and we're going to see the stocks continue to do okay despite that, because their core business is no longer gamers, and that's where we're at these days. So three shops actually confirmed having problems now in this last year. That's a pretty high percentage. There's not a lot of game shops out there that really focus on Warhammer 40K, yet it doesn't seem to matter. The investors are saying, we're all in on Amazon, and that is going to be the way of the future for Warhammer. What do you think about this? Are you going to still care about this property going forward? Leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you. Merry Christmas again, my friends. And please do check out Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. If you get an Amazon gift card or something, great little trilogy for you to pick up. It's on ebook, print, and audio. We'll be back soon.